Hey, welcome back to Infinite Realms. Again, going over the collection. And we're into Star Wars right now, and this... Whoa. Okay, somebody almost fell. I have this character's accessories. They're just not on her at this time. But Miss Mara Jade, a.k.a. Mrs. Skywalker. Like this figure. I think it's just a really good representation of Mara Jade. I just thought she was really cool, and I purposefully did not get her accessories out, but anyway, her holster keeps coming off, is why. I don't know what to do to change that, make it to where it won't go. I've thought about crazy glue, I've thought about everything. Nothing seems to operate there, so I just haven't bothered. So anyway, put her there. And this is the Clone Wars version of R2-D2. I'm noticing a little bit of yellowing here. And I know some of those Clone Wars figures, there was something with the plastic, and it seemed like... I know I have an oddball figure that yellowed right in the box. And, yeah, it's just one of those things you have to accept. There's a way around it, and I need to look it up, but, yeah. Just something to note. Hasbro bonehead decisions are eternal. Yeah. And I could arguably stick that one over there on the regular shelf with the regular R2. And I may do that still. I don't know. I've got a lot of R2s though. That's the thing. So here is... I'm going to tell you the truth. I always forget this woman's name. But... she is from Star Wars Legacy. The Imperial Knights was one of my favorite concepts in that series. Long story short, they are Force users who work for the Empire, but are not Jedi. They're not Sith. They're their own thing. Kind of like Balin in Ahsoka. But these guys use white... or silver, I believe they're described in the book, but they come out white, lightsabers, which I thought was really freaking interesting. And I liked them in the series. So, there was a comic pack, and this one came in another comic pack. I have them all, but, are they all out on the shelf? Well, we'll find out. Okay, because there's a few on the shelf, and a few that I've got in storage right now. Here is Dark Empire Palpatine. This is, yeah, Rise of Skywalker. We're so original. This is when, back in 1990, the Emperor came back as a clone much more effectively in Dark Empire than in Attack of the Clones, or Attack of the Clones. What am I thinking? Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. Much more effectively, much more menacingly. He's a little scary underneath. Ah! No! Yeah. I do like this figure, though. I mean, he's kind of... keep his robe on, of course. He's got this real weird sickly skin tone, which matches the comic perfectly. He's one of those that, yeah, and he tempted Luke to the dark side, supposedly, but Luke then said, nah, man, I ain't dark side. So, I always thought he was cool. I got him and Luke. The only thing I don't like about that Luke is that the jacket just flows out too much. It's just way too flowy. Oh, somebody fell down. Alright, and here is Mr. Wedge Antilles from the comic. Again, jeez, Hasbro. This era, the white plastics just would yellow, and I see it in the joints on this one. Not the regular figure, but in the joints. That's weird. But anyway, this is Wedge, as he appears in the later on Rogue Rogue Squadron comic series. This was a comic pack, and I can't remember what came with them, to be perfectly honest. I just don't know. It's been that long ago, and I'm sure it's around somewhere. I just have to look for it. Okay. This is from Clone Wars, and I'm just going to be honest with you. Her little antenna that came up just looks so stupid. I finally just cut it off her head. You can see where I did. I thought she looked much better without it. I'm serious. It just looks stupid. I know she has an antenna, but it's not as obvious even in the Clone Wars it wasn't so obvious. This one was just a big piece of pumpkin plastic, and it was just sticking out of her head, and it was just like, God, that looks awful. So I cut it, and yeah, I think she looks much better. I don't do much customizing, but there was one where I thought, easy fix. Okay, let's wrap that one up, and we'll continue forward.